Because we can see from the auto positioning from the Acolyte in the north, 1-0 is going to be aggressive. Instantly. On level 1, bringing the ghouls, putting the screws on 40. And I think the right reaction would be to not expand for Fortitude. But if he's feeling stubborn, he might still do it.
You talk about flexibility, I talk about resiliency. We don't have any game tapes from both of these players, how they play, because they haven't played in this tournament just yet, this matchup that is. But what we've seen yesterday, that 40 is incredibly resilient. He won these 35-minute bangers against Loreliot, never giving up, always finding a way. And if you need one skill in human versus undead, then it's definitely resiliency.
And this is cool movement by 40 already. He pushed the Acolyte away with the Footman, and the Lich is up here in the north because he expects the Archmage to keep creeping there at the green camps to get level 2. But 40 sidestepping the enemy attempts and going south instead, and perhaps creeping there the next Claws camp away. Looks like 40 is prepared and has the flowchart at hand.
Man, Coach Remo is heard and has his influence even over there in China, but we have 4 farms. This might just be an expansion just super duper late. Fortitude is shifting timings for a long time already. Either do stuff super early or do stuff super late. This might just be one of these late expansions.
1-0 figured out where his opponent was, but he was not in time to see the last hit or the item. Wand of Illusion tells him what's happening, and indeed it is the expansion. Pretty damn late. Upon nighttime arriving... Oh my god, both footies got ensnared.
Ooh,
oh my god, he's gonna lose both footies. That is so unlucky because of the trappers. Ooh, that could be a problem.
We have a lot of militia here. 8 of them, but that is of course also 8 targets for Nova. And the mana management for 1-0 is amazing, as he has exactly that Nova ready. Water Elemental goes down, will not provide additional XP. That 1 Footman was actually saved to the side. Creep is finished, double ring, 1 claw. Kinda nice. But can you survive this ghoul push?
Crucial moment in the game. How many peasants die here can quickly decide a map. Militia timing is wonderful, coming in from the main base, but not that many. Oh, and the Nova hits big. On 5 peasants. All 5 of them hurt. Perhaps the split there by 40, not ideal, but he's trying everything to get up the tower with lots of repair, but lots of peasants being sacrificed.
Yeah, man, this is number 3. A ghoul goes down as well as the creeps are getting involved. Only the illusion is hurt. No Nova at the moment, but he can, of course, eat his own units for more mana, for more damage. Peasants trying their darnest to somehow repair this tower. The skeletons are raging against them. Both heroes kinda hurt. Ghouls and footmen alike trying to salvage the situation. It looks like 40 holds, but with a massive delay on Expo and Tech.
Oh, literally if he gets away, I think 1-0 is in an amazing spot. Dude, he killed so many peasants. The delay on the expansion is insane. Tier 2 is going to be finishing, perhaps, before the expansion even begins. That is ridiculous. Arcane Tower is now up. But 40 is already in a world of trouble.
He called 8 peasants to this creep. 7 of them died. That is bad.
Yeah, the Lich showed up to the harass with level 1.9. Now he's level 2.6. That tells you how this one went.
Okay. Fortitude, you were able to wiggle out of extreme situations, and he's trying to go for some pressure. Don't let the Lich unfold to level 3 and 4. That's where he gets really scary, and there might be a chance at the moment to control this map a tiny little bit.
DK is coming. Tier 3 is being delayed a bit, and 40 wants to know what the attack timing is looking like. He's scouting with the Footman. And we'll be getting level 3 Archmage in a bit. Maybe? Not creeping at the moment. Lich and AM getting very close. Very, very close to that level up.
Usually we have that 6-minute timing. If you have the tech ready at minute 6, that's fine for a human. The Expo isn't finished at 6 minutes 30. Just to give you an indicator of how far behind Fortitude is right now.
Yeah, this is looking quite dreadful, honestly. And with level 3 AM right now, he should be able to hold off against the ghoul aggression if he's in position. But when Frenzy hits, That is gonna be super scary. 40 will need lots of towers.
You don't have to tell me about the frenzy timings, Remo. I know all about them. Fortitude is in position. Only one tower up. It does a lot against heroes. It does a lot against summons, but it doesn't do a lot against these ghouls. Water elementals do, and they are level 2 now, plus the archmage with a claw. 40 needs to buy so much time.
2 peasants not quite yet going down, but very hurt. Might still be taken out in the end. Oh, DK almost surrounded.
Careful there. There's no TP, no mana potion or anything. Peasants are getting ravaged again, but in the shadow of an arcane tower. 40 is consolidating to a degree, especially with the hero focus.
To be honest, this was pretty bad execution now in this little attack by 1-0. He used 2 Novas to get 1 single peasant kill. 3 more peasants were hurt, but the ghouls didn't get there to execute them in the end. This could have been done quite a bit better and a nice little gift for 40, but it doesn't change the fact that he's still far behind.
If you give this opening to Happy, the game is over after 6 minutes. That's the difference between 1-0 and Happy, especially versus Human. 1-0 not the strongest there, but still in a fantastic position. 6 footies out, can't finish that camp, level 3.2, item still up for grabs, close to a Nova. But tier 2 is slowly coming together, so are more towers, and 40 desperately needs towers against upcoming destroyers.
I wonder if you should go Panda, just to have something against the ghouls. Because I think the ghouls are going to be the most scary thing here with tier 3. How many ghouls does he have? Do we see it? 6?
Overlay, of course. Shows you everything.
Not that many, I guess.
If you pay for the premium stream, you can even see the heart rate and blood pressure of these ghouls.
They're undead. Don't they have 0 heart rate?
No, they're undead. If they're dead, they would have 0 heart rate.
No. I mean, yeah, sure, if they were dead. But don't they always say that? Like, when you're undead, you don't have blood flowing and stuff like that?
Well, we'll see once the ghouls fall if there's blood on the ground. But of course, so far, they aren't dying. Statue replenishment is amazing. But 40 is still distracting. Feeding some more experience here, though.
It's a lot of towers coming. And masonry. And I think that is the right thing to do. Holding against the timing won't be easy, but 40 is doing his darndest. If he wins this game, I think it's because the follow-up ghoul attack was so weak. We have plenty of statues out. 40 knows what's expected to happen soon. MK second. No Panda. MK, of course, will be much better late game. Workshop coming now. Maybe a bit late.
Ooh, Footy is in position. Is it a Dark Ranger? It absolutely is. Will 40 distract enough to force a retreat to delay this push even further?
Shop far up front. Pretty exposed. In fact, that shop is going down. But new statues have been queued. Oh, or is it going down? With the repair? We'll see.
Big mana potion and went of mana stealing for 1-0. That's so good! Especially against these heroes. Gyros are coming in. He gets a few tools against incoming destroyers. Tier 3 has been started already. Still 40, fighting for survival.
Oh, catch the statue here. That's a nice round. There we go. One statue goes down. And 1-0 hits the expansion. That one is less defended. Oh, excuse me, more defended with towers in the main base.
This tower goes down despite the masonry. Destroyers up in the air. Old school undead Destrobus trying to go for the arcane, but ghouls are falling rather quickly as the water elementals are only dispelled now. DK in trouble right next to the human shop. Skeletons are blocking him. The DK is just dead with a big mana potion and the god of mana stealing. Mountain King hits hard, needs to reposition. Is there a potion? Is there resources for a potion? Absolutely are. Gyro coming in as well. 4 and 2 on the Dark Ranger and Lich though, and the right clicks can deal with this anti-air.
More and more gyros coming from the main base.
Lich just kills the Mountain King. Sorry to cut you off. Could go for a return kill. The Dark Ranger.
She's stuck as well. All the heroes dying here.
God. Archmage still holds a potion. Gyros are coming in. Tier 3 on the horizon.
Wow. Sick hold by 40, dude. AM has the potion, can heal up now. More gyros are coming. MK should be resurrected in a moment. He was only level 1. He's going to be back in no time. And this push didn't work out. 3 towers still standing. Beautiful. Beautiful defense by 40. And I think 1-0. Maybe hitting the wrong base. Maybe should have gone in the main base. But all the credit to Fortitude, dude. After this early game, what a sick hold.
Exactly. And man, all the weeks and months and years of humans trapping themselves in their base finally paying off, and he had the knowledge to how to trap the Dark Ranger at exactly that position. Destro killed as well. 27 food. This is nothing.
3 destroyers went down. 1-0 is knocked down. Back to the Stone Ages. 27 supply only. This was basically an all-in push. And it failed. Is there a plan B? Maybe. He's going Fiends now, remaking the shop. But now Fortitude is miles and miles ahead. And what that must be doing for his confidence.
The first 6 minutes of this game was the human player down in the dumpster and facing a 0-0. 6 minutes later, everything has turned. This game is upside down. Gyro numbers, fine. Attack upgrades coming. Second Drax for Knights, almost there. Paladin, almost on the battlefield. This is such a good position. But we're still facing Coil Nova. We have Disable with the Wand of the Wind, and we have a lot of mana on this DK to be working with, plus a strong Dark Ranger. This is not over yet.
Yeah, with excellent control and very strong heroes, 1-0 could perhaps still do it. But ideally also he wants to slow down the enemy creeping. And that's a bit difficult now, because right now 1-0 has a weak army and not super strong heroes either, but he feels the pressure to not let the MK creep, not let the Pally creep. If 40 gets 3 levels on MK Pally, this game is 99% over.
Do you see what the Archmage just found at the mercenary camp? That's the freaking Rune Bracers. And that is amazing against Coil Nova. And Coil Nova is the comeback mechanism for the undead. Plus the rings on the Mountain King. I just love this. This will force a lot of coils. Maybe Lich not the right target, but it will definitely force him back. Gyro still in position. Coil is ready, but also so many more Stormbolts. We have the Wand of the Wind. Trying to trap this MK here. He is sturdy though.
Fiend's taking a lot of damage from the Knights, of course. Aggressive Holy Light, my man. Giga Chat move.
No dispel in this army, of course, as there's no priests. But that's also the One of the Wind gone. To what effect? 0.
40 was banking on 50 supply for a while, but now it's going into upkeep. And we have double production, Knights coming. It's going to be extremely strong against the Fiends and also really good against the heroes. And more upgrades for them as well. Knights already on 1-1. Don't have Animal War training yet, but it will be added in soon. And 40 is looking better and better.
2-1 upgrade queued immediately. As if the Sundering Blades damage isn't enough against these Fiends. And 1-0 again. I will not understand this. Going A-bombs against Knights. No Banshees. Doesn't see the time, I guess. Just hates Banshees as a whole. Rather A-bombs. And is that the wrong call again?
Yeah, Lumber's pretty low. A-bombs are really good against Knights if the human is on A-click. Because then the A-bombs take the fire from the Knights. So the humans have to properly micro the Knights and put them on the Fiends. If they don't do it, A-bombs will be a big help. And with Disease Cloud, it's also going to be some annoying tick damage over time.
Disease
But
Cloud
Regent
is
Scroll
ready.
normally deals with it pretty well.
Orb of Fire online as well as the first staff. Little bit of economy damage now. Black Arrow 2 unlocked. Close to 533. Undead hero levels are still scary, but that's pretty much the only thing that threatens Fortitude at the moment. Oh, the statue's getting trapped, forced into a destroyer morph. Gyros aren't here. He has 5 of them. Love how he's not overshooting to render them useless. And that's another Destro down with half the mana on him. Knights are falling. Or
he's got the double staff. A-bomb goes down.
Exactly.
This is it, dude. This is it.
It has to be.
Game's over.
What a comeback. Nothing's working out for 1-0 anymore. And no backup expo. Easy hold. Easy hold.
Looking for more kills. Lich is denying some experience, but the Fiends still died. Oh,
my.
And the Dark Ranger is trapped again. Just like earlier. She has an invuln. He could hold the surround and hold position, maybe.
Nah.
Goes for the DK instead. And 1-0 will call it GG. 1-0. Brushing through his hair, wondering what the hell happened. This early game was so amazing, but then 40 plays the hold of a lifetime. I think really important was the fact that the peasants were instantly in position for the mass repair, to hold the towers, to drain the mana from the destroyers. And then a big mistake also by 1-0, getting his heroes stuck back there. But if the heroes don't die, Fortitude could have perhaps still done this. Just a beautiful, beautiful hold by Fortitude. Perfectly done.
Exactly. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, resiliency. How many humans have we seen tapping out after such a harass in the beginning? That was a horrible harass, of course. 7 peasants dying. There is reason to tap out, especially on previous patches, of course. But no, 40 plays the game. 40 sees the win condition. 40 is causing some fires with Archmage and Footman. They were in a great position. Killing the shop as well later on. Just nice sniping. And he knows that the longer the game goes, the better and better and better the situation is for the human, and he survived and held against this. Fantastic. That's what you need in current day Warcraft. That's the 1-0 lead on the neutral map for Fortitude, and we're one step closer to a winner bracket final between Kaho and 40. Can he make it a 2-0? Our next map is Tidehunters.
This is 1-0's pick. He seems to feel quite comfortable here, and the game here should look a lot different. This map is really, really, really good for Undead Fast expansion. With a Lich first, of course. That is normally what we must expect. And it's also what 40 must be expecting. So this should be a 2-base play, and then the race to level 3. And again, early economic damage, of course, a big determining factor.
Thank you, Simseller Wim, for the 19-month resub, and thank you to Crestfallen for the 100 bits. At the very last, ghouls and ABOBs inner should work, otherwise cannibalize would make no sense, and they couldn't heal. That is a good point. Channel points were burned, brackets are about to be destroyed. 1-0 doesn't look that happy with the outcome of game 1. Fortitude in a fantastic position. Archmage footies, of course. Hero choice is again the Lich, and why not?
Yeah, the chat, in fact, on map 1 was majoritively in favor of Fortitude, betting on him correctly.
Ooh.
And at the moment also, it seems like our viewers favor Fortitude on map 2, but only slightly at the moment.
You just have such smart fans, dude.
So impressed with 40 in this matchup, dude. He is just absolutely amazing. And that happened with a terrible early game. A horrendous early game. Still made it work. Thanks also to definitely mistakes by 1-0 there in the late game. And also in the follow-up ghoul attack. Remember when he attacked the peasants with the second attack and only got 1 peasant with 2 novas and ghouls there? That was pretty sloppy. And that was a little bit less of an obvious punish. But Fortitude then could play a better late game. But now it's going to be different. Now we're going to have expansions on both sides.
Acolyte being sniped relatively early. 40 again, not instantly expanding, but rather takes his time for a safe and guaranteed level 2, plus the first item of the game, of course. Annoying little footman. Causes a notification, but will not deter. 1-0 goes for the exact same creep route.
Ring +4, not the item you want, but at least both get it. And a bit more armor, I guess, can be helpful sometimes. Same creep route for both. Fortitude will finish this camp a bit faster because of the nature of militia. And is he going to set up the expansion right away? It's going to be very interesting here how both players move, adapt to each other, and try to keep their economy safe.
Yeah. Usually for Fortitude, it's a lot of defense into heavy offense. And this is kind of what we see here as well. As I said, not the greedy instant creep. And he pulls back a little, goes for the turtle. 1-0 does what undeads love. Stack up the Lich. Well, not just yet. No damage. Okay. Just straight up Nova. And it's only 4 peasants. Well, that's a problem.
But 40 kept creeping. If he gets a second green, maybe he's going to be level 3. I wonder if the experience works out that way. Fortitude has to pull back, expansion delayed, but could also delay the expansion of the opponent. In fact, 1-0 feels like his expansion won't come up, so instead he's going for the tier 2 tech now.
I like it, because It feels like it's more important to delay the undead expansion or to deny the undead expansion than getting the own expansion up. This is what we've seen from Leon vs. Exlord, for example. And with such a strong Archmage, this won't work. This expansion won't work, of course. So rather go for the counter attack. Good move by 120.
Yeah, 40 may have to TP back here. His peasants are in a lot of danger, and Lich is about to level up to level 3. But he doesn't want to use the TP. 40's taken out. There's Ziggurat up, but the tower in the main base also eliminated. And there's a lot of chaos, certainly. Militia trying to clean this up by themselves.
Call to arms being used. Every single worker is now a fighting force. Lich level 3 and still mana. Massive Nova. The Necromancer is in a great position now.
What's the resources saying for 40? He's sending peasants back on gold. Quite a few ghouls died there as well. And 40 can start the expansion soon, I would think. He has a good amount of peasants still.
Yeah, but damage to the main, no arcane tower up. Expo not started at the 5-minute mark. This is quite bad. Resources do not say expand currently, but he probably has to. Oh, and the Lich has a staff, has the boots. He's so powerful now.
Doesn't have skellies anymore, though. Oh, Nova. Double kill. Gets more peasants, but there will be enough gold for the power build soon. 40's across the map, also thinking about threatening something.
Okay, but with the staff that's easier to hold. Tier 2 on the way. Quite a late tech for 120, I think, but of course also a lot of investment into inventory. Sold the 2 rings he had. Threatens is around now. Lich with the staff on cooldown immediately moves back. Better safe than sorry when you're down 1-0.
Tech timing here is again going to be crucially important. 120 can start tier 3 right away if he wants, but with facing so many footies coming his way, may not want to get rid of that slow from the main just yet. And of course now Water Elementals against ghouls are excellent.
Precisely. So much damage basically for free, especially if you deny them. And 40 commits to the main base. What a play. Alleviating the pressure. As I said, heavy aggression whenever he can afford it. Footman falling. Damage done, but 120's control seems a lot better than on game 1.
Great timing by 40. The DK isn't there yet. A couple of coils would be a big help here, and this is a great play to relieve some pressure. But the issue for 40 is he still has low lumber. Because of all the peasants he lost, he still can't start the tech for quite some time. And the footy attack will be cleaned up in the end. And some died there for that, of course.
Yeah, 4 footies dead. Can he get more ghouls? That would be grand, but no. Just getting surrounded. Yeah, good saves indeed for 120. Who sold the staff to get a few more resources. Tech not started yet. Expo for 40 up. Can now go into double peasant production.
Oh my god. The peasants were AFK. We saw it at the expansion. They weren't mining. They were standing next to it. The Q, right-click Q, was off. I wonder how much gold he lost right there.
Oh, a crucial amount would be my guess. Tier 2 for 40. Far away. Can queue it now at 7 minutes 40 seconds. But the Lich ain't done yet. He's still hungry.
Sees the Archmage is already hurt. Nova could threaten him. Good timing though on the shop. At least that one's ready. So is the Arcane. But there's basically no footman anywhere. I think they're chilling in the main, waiting for some good heal salves.
There's not too many. There's 1 footy remaining. That's all he got. They're not chilling. They're dead.
That is a rough one. Ditching the main base again. Still no Arcane here, but it's going to be finished fairly soon. Another Nova, another kill. Coil flies, more peasants falling. Lots of peasant losses this game.
Exactly as you should play it as an undead. Tech to tier 3, do some damage in the meantime. 40 again, not tapping out early. He knows, of course, that this is not a nice situation to be in, but he still has that base advantage. If he somehow survives until the later stages of that game, even if it's just tier 2, he might have a shot, and he's playing for that one shot.
Question is if this time he can again set up so many towers. This was crucial for his win on map 1 for that hold. He had 4 towers at the expansion in the perfect position as well, by the way, and 3 in the main base. We'll see if that's going to be looking similar again. Because there's still some time until the attack hits. We're about 2 minutes out from the frenzy timing. And of course, destroyers.
Exactly. And 120 isn't that rich. Needs to work on another ziggurat, needs to get an orb, needs to queue the upgrades, and ideally creep a little bit. DK is hurt already. We don't have the biggest consumables or items in general for him. And 40 going to the lab, a shredder would again be fantastic.
He's got the lumber. Did he hire it? He sure did. With that, he soon will have all the lumber in the world for towers. Will it be fast enough, though? We are now on tier 3. Frenzy is coming. 3 towers in the main base. Yep, show us the expansion, please.
There's 2 more. He upgraded 2 at the expo. You can see there's 4 towers on the right-hand side.
Yep,
Is that
4 towers
enough?
again. But I would say this time the positioning is worse. The towers are further up front, and that means they're, of course, easier to attack, to hit, especially with the ghouls. 40 must again be ready right away with the repair.
Masonry coming. At least 1 level. Subby mask for an Archmage. Great. But 120. Here we go. Frenzy is ready. 10 minutes 30. A little delayed, but still pretty damn amazing. Second lumber mill to wall this off. But the towers, they aren't done yet.
Oh, repair for the guard tower would have been so important. Oh, but the first guard tower goes down. That's a big deal. There's a new one coming up in the back. Water elementals being good for now. But destroyers about to be ready.
We have not a single footman to work with. The surrounds were so good. Threatening the statues was so good. But no, just no. Nothing left here. Water elementals will be dispelled over time. Waiting for the Mountain King.
Repair. Quick.
Oh, it was there, but slow against the workers. That's 2 towers down. And 120 this time not fumbling his lead as it seems.
Going from one tower to the next. This time this phase will be broken. A little bit worse with the hold this time. I think especially the tower positioning too far up front. I think you want to have them way further in the back. And now only 1 guard tower. And that one should be taken out next. Peasants with the repair. Again a bit too late. And this time things are crumbling.
Yep, head scratch. Classic. Should be followed by a GG soon. 7 workers. There we go. 1-1. 120 wins his first map pick, as one should. As we said, the neutral map is number 1, and then it's loser's choice from there on out. And he came into this map as the favorite, played it well, created some time, destroyer push hits, boom, and then the undead, of course, at this timing looks strong.
Well done, 120. Keeps our series close indeed. Fortitude now will have the next map pick, and Echo Isles it shall be. Another great map for expansions, a map where it seems like you're forced to expand really because of how good it is. 120 though, on maps 1 and 2, showed also that he's willing to skip the expansion and rather go for pressure play. But yeah, especially Echo Isles seems to be just made for fast expo.
Exactly. Could also be the first twist in terms of strategy. When you go Mass Air, Mountain King opening, Fortitude might be going for this, but I think the chances for us to go with the same strat, just different timings and execution throughout the entire series are pretty high.
And that was again an early game that wasn't super clean for 40, right? Lots of peasants died. Lumber was low, things were a bit the issue. Maybe if you go across the map aggressively, you need to have an arcane tower at home to be ready for some counterattacks. A lot of little nuances, of course, involved in this matchup. And now we're getting ready for map 3. Big match point is on the line.
Exactly. Whoever wins this can close it out on the next map. 40, I hope he's not getting deterred from the map prior. 120 definitely found his performance here. Oftentimes in longer series, he starts off weak and then just gets better and better and better and better the longer the series goes.
Leon in the chat actually cheering for 120, not for his home race human, because of course Leon and 120 have been practicing a lot with each other and have sharpened each other's steel to improve their strength in this matchup. one of the big reasons why Leon is looking so good nowadays in this matchup, and was able, of course, to beat X-Lord not too long ago. Let's see what we get now. It is the Lich first versus the Archmage first. No surprise here. I wonder if 40... Oh, he could go for the special creep route and expand in the north, perhaps, right?
Ooh, I have not seen this in quite some time. But yeah, absolutely possible. Kao, by the way, practiced with 1-0 as well prior to his match versus Happy. Wonder if that will fall back on 1-0 in the winner bracket final if things continue this way. Mercenary Camp first. And Lich, of course, for 1-0. That should then mean regular expansion. But to cross the map here takes a long time. Oh! Fortitude gets the Shadow Priest. That's about it.
Yeah. He's not creeping the Merc camp. He just sent the militia there to get the Shadow Priest. He started the replays of 1-0 and figured out that 1-0 loves to get this Shadow Priest with the Acolyte Scout. So now he gets that for himself. Will have a bit of healing. Especially good when the Archmage gets Nova'd and drops low on HP.
Okay, Fortitude gets level 2 immediately with that green. And 1-0 trying to expand once again. Oh, he goes for his own Shadow Priest, but hurt shouldn't be a big issue. With that, of course, you can dispel Water Elementals.
Footman Scouts sees the instant expansion. That should not be too much of a surprise. What is 40 going to do against it? He's heading south. He's not going for the northern gold mine. That is not to his liking at the moment. And 1-0, if he walks across the map, he could have pretty scary timing as well.
He did before. He has it again. Not the greatest items for Fortitude. No claws, no rings. Of course, no circles anymore, thanks to the drop table change. Ghouls at the Merchant are fantastic. Opens up the opportunity for a staff in a bit. Could if 40 steals something here, that would be so good, but against Nova, there's just no chance.
AM shows up though, can harass a bit, pressure these ghouls, and if you force them low HP and force them home, they won't be attacking, of course, your own peasants. And look how nice the Shadow Priest is. Dispel against the Skellies, and even more importantly, healing up this Archmage. I love this adjustment by 40. Pretty simple, nothing crazy, but the militia at the Merc to get this Shadow Priest, which is of so much use.
Might be slipping in macro a little bit. Nothing's building at the bottom left. No tower, no town hall. Is he a bit overwhelmed? Now starts it, and for once, not an Arcane first.
Shadow Priests using their dispels. And both players trying to get closer to 3. 2.7. We're missing a bit. But it seems like 1-0's Haunted will be coming up without a cancel, and that can be considered as a win. But same for the human if no peasants die, and so far, none have died.
There is a Nova for the Berserker. Gets the Lich even closer to 3. Once again, if 40 steals this... Oh, wanted to threaten a Nova. 1-0 not falling for it. We are reaching quite a high level of Warcraft 3.
Looks like the Lich is about to level up. If he gets the Water Elemental here, with the Abolish, that should be guaranteed experience. Ooh. Oh, that's level 3, with lots of mana. Well Fat done. Nova right away onto the footies. And that is painful for the little swordsman. But they do still protect successfully the peasants.
Exactly. Was about to make the same point. Oh, didn't protect the Shadow Priest though. Didn't protect that footman. But usually, if two bases come up at the same time without the craziest losses, it does favor the undead in the late game. 1-0 still very, very timing dependent. And 40 doesn't want to continue brawling. Lich gets the staff, gets home new skeletons, and further creeping because level 3 is good. But have you heard about level 4 on a Lich?
Ooh, baby. Get that +4 intelligence in the level 2 Dark Ritual, of course. Getting closer now. AM trailing behind in experience, but will be level 3 at least very soon. And with that, out in the open against the ghouls with the Water Elementals will have a good weapon. But yeah, things for 1-0, not looking bad at all. Got a fast expansion, and he got a fast tech. Quicker than the human tech.
Exactly, and 40 always tried to go for a Shredder in previous games. Thing is, Echo Isles can't go for a Shredder. There's no lab here. He is scouting well, though. Archmage in the middle, Footies in the north, CA. Oh, that's the guy who kills us all the time. Maybe we should run away.
Aim with the boots. I like that. Ooh, nice deny with the water elemental. That's pretty cool. And not that much mana on the Lich right now. Of course, he can get a bit more with the Dark Ritual, but the AM is here to stop further creeping. Gonna get one more kill, but the denies are looking on point for both our players here.
Okay, guys, please fight forever. I want more of this. Second crypt, of course, thanks to the second base. And tier 2 around the corner for both of the players. Blacksmith up for potential rifles. Towers up as well. Nobody in a bad spot for the first time in this series.
Fortitude has just bought Sentry Wards. Interesting. Not something you see every day. Really wants to know what's going on here in the north. Shadow Priest taken out, but most importantly, he really wants to stop the Lich from creeping. This is obvious. And 1-0, yeah, can't do too much here. The Lich is still dangerous, especially with that Nova, of course, but he can't bring the ghouls to fight because the water elementals will annihilate them. Now we see the transition into Fiends. That one was, of course, pretty predictable. And I've seen some cool builds by 40 against Fiends in the past with triple racks mass Knight production. Would love to see that again.
Ooh, true. 5 to 6 production buildings on 40 is not rare, to be honest. Tier 3 queued immediately, no rifle transition, just a blacksmith for some upgrades already, and Stefan the Lich to stop this immediately. My god, they know each other inside out.
Lich scouting in the main base, or the illusion is, and that is, oh yeah, 2 barracks. It will be the triple barracks, 1-0, knowing he's gonna have to face a lot of knights soon. Did he just cancel the Fiend? Is he trying to not go into Fiend tech? No, I think he is. He's got 3 Fiends already. 4th one on the way. Also getting the upgrades. He could try to instead go mass Frenzy Ghouls, something that Happy experimented with. But no, it will be Fiends in the end. And Fortitude even skipping the workshop for quite some time to get these barracks up.
Yep, as there's only one slaughterhouse, he doesn't have to fear a huge destroyer push. He has to fear the Fiends, of course, but as you said, Knights are pretty good against them. Lumber upgrade, more creeping, finally level 4 for the Lich around the corner, but the Mountain King is out as well, and he can try to contest this.
Oh, nice little flank. AM on the other side. Yeah, with the Stormbolt, some Fiends here could be taken out. The fully normal damage now, still pretty valuable, but they should die soon against the Nova. There's one. But the Stormbolt also has been summoned to Water Elementals. This could be quite a few losses for both.
Yeah, Stormbolt usually always threatens a coil. This Fiend had to be denied. No coil, really. That's 200 gold gone and also some mana drained, which, until the statues arrive, is pretty useful. Another Stormbolt. The DK position is not that great. Fixes it now and threatening the Archmage. Trying to get up front. Tricky situation. Fortitude decides to continue brawling. Coil is not ready. That is an amazing fight for Fortitude.
Sick deny again by the Lich, by the way. But still, 2 Fiends go down. That's relevant units, especially since units in this matchup normally want to go for powerful tier 3 timing and ideally win the game right there. The humans want to delay the game as much as possible, and taking out 2 Fiends is valuable kills. Fortitude counting the seconds for tier 3. We're almost there. Lich staffs home, getting the orb. Soon the push is coming, and mass Knights have to come out in a moment.
Here we go. Triple Knights, Gyros, Flag Cannon, Paladin. All the sweet tier 3 upgrades for the human. 40 is in fighting shape on his map. Not deterred from the loss of map 2. And finally, some experience for the Mountain King. That of course hurts. Yes, Fiends fell, but 0 XP on that MK. Archmage also hurt. We're getting ready for the big storm.
1-0, creeping a bit more, taking the gold mine in the north. That means the next round of Knights will be ready. That means 6 Knights all of a sudden. And this is the super cool thing about triple barracks. You have to, of course, save some gold first, but then you only need 2 rounds of production, and suddenly you have 6 Knights, which is super strong against this Fiend play. Also love how the macro is working out for 40. He always has the perfect amount of lumber, just barely. And this is where the early game was great for him, where he literally lost not a single peasant. But now the ghouls are in, and 1-0 will be going for the push.
Exactly. Also lumber upgrades. We shall not forget about that. Humans oftentimes blocked by lack of lumber. Archmage is hurt though. Big mana potion for 1-0. Maybe it was worth going for that camp in the north. Pendant of Energy. And for the first time, Pit Lord.
Ooh, Pit Lord, Howl of Terror, and Cleave can be quite nice indeed. Of course, we won't have the silence control then. Fortitude, if he starts the creep camp here, that could be the worst timing for him. He's got plenty of knights and won't be caught completely off guard. But where are the knights?
The position is kind of weird. He's in the south, in that needle hole. Massive Nova, of course. Rain of Fire must become on top, and we didn't really see that yet. Stormbolt on the ledge. Here are the knights that you were waiting for. Setting up a little trap for the fiends, and 1-0 has to run, trying to kite with the advantage of Unholy Aura, of course. But knights are super quick as well. Once again, another fiend denied. Ghouls quite quickly falling on the left-hand side, and Clap makes retreating a lot harder. Invo Potion on the MK. Holy Light to heal him up again. So much crowd control on both sides, but the push is held.
For now, more knights coming. Of course, they work out very well against these fiends. I think he misclicked on that invuln, right? Didn't really seem necessary at all. Pitlord also so far didn't look too strong, but oh, for threatening the peasants, he certainly is good. Rain of Fire here limiting the income. Fortitude is healing. Clarity's running, heal. Regent Scroll's running, and re-engaging.
He's saving. Oh, the Paladin somehow getting exposed. Safe to the side. Potion. Pally is alive, and so is Fortitude's base. Rain of Fire onto Knights. That really doesn't do much, especially when the Pit Lord is just dead. Needs a coil, gets it soon. Pally in trouble. Be careful of that Nova. Yep, better safe than sorry, and the Pit Lord falls. What a hold. The Chinese wall is on Echo's bottom left.
Fortitude looking good. Looking really good. This push was not necessarily an all-in, but it was a big commitment. And so far the game certainly isn't one for 1-0, but he's getting more kills. 2 knights now go down. We don't have the mass staff play yet. More experience for him, getting closer to 5 on the lich, but he's not super close yet.
Knights are getting caught over and over. Pally, Holy Light not on point. A-bombs are coming in as well. 40 needs to hold more. 10 food down, but of course he has the defensive position. He has the shop up. Will he realize that he should really not start this turtle camp? Reinforcements coming from the north again. Shop about to go down. That was the big mana invested, by the way.
Yeah, the Stormbolts, by the way, so far, I didn't love that much. He threw 2 or maybe even 3 on the Lich, which I don't think are that effective. If you throw 1 on the Fiend, that should be a guaranteed kill. This time, he does put it on the Fiend. That one gets denied right away. And Knights again, getting targeted. Chop going down means no second staff here. Fortitude having trouble keeping all these Knights alive.
Rebuilding it immediately in the back, and that of course will mean more mana potions. If he can afford it, he certainly can. Supply gap is closing. Whittling away at the blacksmith, not that effective, but Nova Rain of Fire is.
A lot of Fiends. Tons of Fiends with 2 attack upgrades, no less. Also 2 attack upgrades on the Knights. Oh, he's forgetting about the Animal War Train. That certainly should be getting upgraded here with triple barracks. And now it's time to micro these Knights properly. They're attacking the Pit Lord, they're attacking the A-bombs. That's not the right targets. They need to find Fiends.
And they suffer quite a bit with no armor upgrade. Here's the first one. Mountain King quite behind enemy lines. 1-0 almost maxed out here. 72 food. But also the consumables are getting lower and lower. What's left in the tank? 40.
He needs a second staff. He's got the gold for it.
He also
First staff is ready. Second one would be as well. Waiting for more Knights from the main base. But Fortitude has been losing too many Knights. Didn't, I think, also properly engage all the time.
Blacksmith down. He can't rebuild these Knights. Has to work with what he has now. And again, so much damage thrown on the abominations. You explained on Last Refuge when they can be good. And this is a use case for exactly that.
Stormbolt flying, but these Fiends always getting denied. There's another Dark Ritual, and there's hardly any experience going the humans' way. Just 1 level up on each hero would be so huge already. Militia coming in from the main base. They're trying to help. We do have the double staff now, but both are on cooldown when A-bomb goes down. But I think this is a waste of damage. These A-bombs can also be remade super easily.
Exactly, and denied, of course. Not this one, though. Mountain King closer and closer to 3 is at 2.5 in the main base of 40. There should be a million Knights right now being healed thanks to the staffs. The next one is off cooldown. Holy Light on the Mountain King needs to retreat, running out of mana. And 1-0 is 25 food up.
It's like Second staff not ready yet, trying to heal the knights as much as he can. For down to 50 supply! All of a sudden, this game looked so good for him for a little while, but somehow it turned around. I think it was the way he focused the Fiends, or didn't focus the Fiends, rather. He's gonna have to tap out here. GG. 1-0 makes this game work. Whew, and a sigh of relief. He knew this game could have gone another way. The first initial push wasn't successful. I don't know what happened there. Fortitude, did he get a bit too complacent? I think he could have gotten the second staff earlier. He could have microed the knights better. And especially the first couple of storm bolts. Flying on the Lich, that's not the right target.
Not the great execution that we've seen before, especially on Last Refuge, where everything was almost perfect. He let it slip. He was in a great spot. 1-0, I really liked the adjustment with the Pit Lord, worked out better. Like the focus fire on the Knights, that worked out beautifully. And especially these Fiend Denies. This Mountain King could have been level 3 a long time ago and then hammer away with either Stormbolt or Clap, whatever suits you better. But thanks to 7, 8 denies, that wasn't the case. And then the Mountain King wasn't strong enough. The Knights also a little bit too fragile at that point of the game. And then relentless pressure over and over. And that was a bit too much. Match points 1-0.
Yeah, Fortitude, a bit heartbreaking that game. He played so much of it so well. But he botched a couple of engagements, forgot about a few things. Animal war training, for example, should have been researched way sooner. And I think the second staff also should have been his. But the Pit Lord, I think against the Knights, he didn't look so good, except for being a damage sponge. But really pressuring these peasants and limiting Fortitude's gold by a decent amount. Pit Lord looking there surprisingly good.
Can Fortitude fight from behind? Game 4 is on the way. It is once again Fortitude's pick with that little turnaround. That of course means that if we go full distance, the last one will be 1-0's pick and a tiny little advantage for him now. I'm trying to buy some time here because my stream was down for a minute, but I fixed it. So here we go, and let's see if we can get a winner bracket final of Kaho versus 1-0.
We have Lich first versus Archmage first. Again, this map can be very hard to expand. In fact, extremely hard to expand on if the Lich is there to be aggressive with ghouls. So much so that sometimes on this map, some humans tend to not expand, play tier 3, inner fire rifles and all that stuff. But Fortitude normally not really the inner fire rifles kind of player. And this is his map choice. So I wonder what he has prepared here.
Same. This must be something special by Fortitude. If everything goes according to plan, Forty finds himself in the lower bracket. But he was pretty creative against Lawlight and knew what to do, even on maps that didn't favor him. So let's see and find out together. Thank you, Saint Dorian, for the 5-month resub. Much appreciated. Lich is out with Dagger and Rod for regen and Skeletons.
AM this time starts off with the claws. He's gonna enjoy those. And same for the Lich. We'll take these ones on home. When the AM is heading north to the green camp. That indeed means no expansion. It will be a tech. One base tech for 40 for the first time.
Let's see how this fares. Level 2 should be guaranteed. You don't want to be attacked too much, but at nighttime you can of course heal. And 1-0 is very sure that an expansion is going on at the bottom right hand side. Doesn't find anything, but he can switch the target to the main or the turtles.
Yeah, we in fact have a 4th farm.
Oh,
Is he still gonna expand? Moving north and then moving back, maybe? Taking this camp away is really good by 1-0, by the way. This means the militia can't take this while the AM is elsewhere to get the level 3. And I think that's exactly why 1-0 is doing it. And the AM is heading further north. Will try to be aggressive. But the level 3 timing, the level 3 creep route isn't going to work out for him.
how much damage can he do? If Acolytes are lost now, this is
no TP.
Fantastic. Exactly. Oh my god. He has to hold this with ghouls only. Tech has been cancelled. First win 40.
That might give 40 the tech lead then. He has the resources for it now. He's pulling out the militia, trying to creep the green. But he's going to have a Rude Awakening. That one is already gone. Smart play by 1-0. But yeah, it cost him the tech. Oh, wait. He's getting a telestaff. Joining the militia in the south is going to have the weirdest of expansion timings now.
40 is a madman. He's still pressuring ghouls and acolytes in the main a little bit.
This is sick.
And 120 has no clue what's happening.
Really cool. What a cool build. I think now the Lich has figured it out.
Yep.
But now it might be a little bit too late.
Is it though? If he gets the Null Overseer or a handful of footmen that he welcomes with open arms, this might be fixable. But yeah, the Null Overseer is gone. One peasant lost to the creeps, but that's the only flaw so far. Can these footies survive? No, they can't, and that's big.
That's a lot of footy losses again. Alright, AM, I hope you went to the gym, because you will have to lift heavy now. He's level 3, he is strong, and a lot of this is down now to him. Some ghouls also dying, and 120 again has started the tech. This game again not going perfectly according to plan, but playable, I suppose.
This Berserker was quite wild. Okay, Archmage can't be surrounded, Staff is off cooldown, gets caught by a Nova, but there is no follow-up just yet. Ring of Regen and Claws, fantastic drops for 40. Militia is in position, Arcane Tower coming up. But that is no Town Hall just yet. 120 very fixated on the Archmage up until now. Nova number 1, Peasants fall.
Also some ghouls going down. Lich is hurt. He has to back up, has the boots, can easily run. Some more peasants though will be falling. That's another. And that is another. That's 3 peasant kills total, I think, for 3 ghouls. Still worth it for the undead because of course the economy, the expansion is being slowed down. And undead tier 2 is almost finished.
Still takes some time because of the cancel. That was a lot of time bought. That shifts all the regular timings that we're using, so we don't have to think about 6 minutes too much. Lich got a circlet, no staff, no boots, can't afford it right now, but he can afford a nice little day at the pool.
AM footy counterattack now would be super strong, but the footies are being kept at home, want to protect the economy, protect the peasants. When a footy sacrificed himself to stop the healing for the Lich at the fountain. That's pretty cool, but it also gave him level 3 at last.
Ghouls aren't too hurt. Can't really do too much. Is he sharking around for the slaughterhouse? Not really, as he's slowed, but he can still attack a little later. But with the Lich being close to home, maybe there's also no opportunity for that. 120 is making good adjustments.
Ring of Regen has been real nice, by the way. This AM always healing passively. Expansion is finally finished, and the tech for 40 should start in a bit. But it is by no means the fastest tech, and under tier 3 will also soon begin. AM and footies looking for some weakness, looking for something to exploit.
It is nighttime. 40 figures out. No tier 3 just yet, buying him more time. 7 minutes. This is one of the fast attacks that Fortitude had in this series. Footy's still at home, ready for the next storm, poking a bit at these ghouls, but 120 got really, really good in not exposing them, sending them to the haunted gold mine, and that's exactly what's happening here. And another adjustment, Lich, no signal in? Unbelievable!
Bro, not like this!
Not like this!
Hopefully it's just a mini hiccup that's gonna be resolved in a bit.
That's a first. Usually they have 2 observers.
Hopefully they do.
Yeah. Worst case, there should be Flow TV.
Yeah, I guess so.
But of course, then we don't have the player expressions. Yeah, they have 2 observers. They also have Flow TV up.
Oh, but we're jumping back in, are we? Yes. Okay, good.
Saved. Yep. That was a PC crash. All right. But hopefully this didn't deter the 2 players. Skeletons in the main alongside the Lich. Archmage, Water Elementals caused a bit of trouble. There's an opening here. Might be a little trap. 120's tech is delayed, but so is 40's.
40's lumber is looking good though. 400 lumber already. Oh, dude!
Lich
Almost got the surround. Oh my. Oh.
Oh,
Scary,
oh
scary.
my, oh, yeah. Dude, how much time is this Archmage spending in the undead base? Now he's the one.
Ring of Regen, baby. Healing over and over.
Right on. Lumbermill, blacksmith, all coming together. Now staffing back, has to work on some levels ideally as well. Level 2 Brilliance Aura is fantastic. Ooh. And now shoes on the other foot, lich harassing again.
We got a shredder once more. It's gonna be even more lumber in a bit. If Lich can steal the big last hit here, that would be amazing. Does he have
Use
it?
the Nova already. Can't of course use it on the Golem. Oh, playing
It's
around
bouldered
it.
here.
Oh, this would be fantastic. If he gets this one, it's amazing for 1-2-0. But he can't. Level 3.6. Wind of Mana stealing, also incredible. But this costs a lot of time and a handful of footmen.
The AM isn't level 4 yet. He would love to be there ideally to have that level 2 Brilliance Aura nice and ready early. He never got there on Echo Isles, for example. MK coming. Towers. Masonry.
This looks good. I like 40's position. Especially the tech cancel. Even though it was only 15 seconds, it buys so much time. Archmage, Steph on cooldown. 1-0 has arrived on tier 3. Towers looking to be in a better spot.
Shredder also the expansion. That's really cool. He can fight there with the rest of the gang, and he has good right clicks. Of course, he dies super fast to destroyers, but that means those right clicks don't end up on the towers. And good damage to the statues as well. Two of them quite hurt already.
When did that happen, really? I'm a little confused about that. Water elemental pressure. Looking fine. 4 towers, gyros, masonry, mountain king. All set in place. All the puzzle pieces. And 1-0, spirit tower upgrade.
Yeah, that one is not really going to be necessary. Lots of mana also landing on the Archmage through a nuke. Look at the Lich. He's almost out of mana. And does he have any skellies here to eat? No. He's on level 4 either. Fortitude. If these towers finish at the expansion, he should be in a great position.
Oops. That was a footman again. But Crumbs, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Archmage, yeah, still has to heal though. Mana can be stolen. That destroyer looking juicy. Invite for a gyro, but there's also plenty of coils. This time 1-0 wants to break the base. And that was the coil I mentioned. Fortitude will not be supply blocked, but the heroes are apart. Not really in a position where you want them to be. And tier 3 has only been started now.
Second barracks coming. 1-0 is falling back. Oh my god, he's going for a meat wagon. Haven't seen the meat wagon Disease Cloud Siege in a long, long time. That was WGL days when he won with meat wagon pushes against Infi. That was a while back. But it's looking a bit desperate, I gotta say.
Yeah, also no third hero. Doesn't necessarily ooze confidence. But he's getting level 4 and 2.6. Disease Cloud coming in, as you said. No power build on that one. Gonna be a little tough to reach the wagon. But Water Elementals should be there. And yeah, this attempt is almost a bit desperate. Gyros coming in, and obviously no fiends, no web.
Tier 3 finishing soon. Destroyer goes down. There's a lot of experience. AM almost level 4 now. And one meat wagon isn't even enough to really threaten here. He needs at least 2 wagons, and it's just taking too long. This is taking way too long.
I agree that barracks is up. Tier 3 is incredibly late. The AoE that was provided by a Pit Lord is now coming from Disease Cloud. But it's ghouls. If he wants to commit, he has to go into tower range. Archmage backstabbing, Water Elemental. If you get rid of this Necro, you buy yourself a minute of time. Archmage.
Nuke on the AM. He's got some items.
Indeed. Invo potion, heal potion. Paladin on the horizon as well will be the first. That Necro is gone. Naga third.
A ton of hero focus potential, but also a third barracks coming in the main base. The other one at the expansion might be going down, but the more knights that are ready, the worse for where 1-0 is going to be.
Is there still a chance? Level 3 on the DK. Level 2 Nova, level 2 Coil. always a chance. But the Paladin should be there for the rescue. Archmage Ring of... doesn't carry the Ring of Regen, unfortunately. More resources. 1400 gold for Fortitude.
Remaking the barracks in the main base. Fortitude playing this patient, and for good reason. No destroyers, no meat wagons. There's actually no threat for him at the moment. Oh, and he just took out another meat wagon. Nicely done. It's also level 4, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be going to map 5.
With all the resources, with all the patience, build that army, catch reinforcements, wait for your power spike, and then go. Repair
exactly
the
waiting
bottom.
for is the question. The Pally's out. Could call militia from the main. Fortitude has so much gold that he can even afford to lose mining time at his expansion. And that's a problem with meat wagons. Really, really weak to these interceptions in the middle of the map. And Forty, very smart, knows exactly how to punish the wagon play.
Love it. Might be worth getting a Zeppelin, actually. Here comes the nuke onto the Naga. Invo potion for now, but that's just 7 seconds. No counter nuke at the moment. Pally should be ready. It is. There's no silence, of course. Heal potion used. Need another Holy Light or a town portal. Naga falls. And the Lich almost surrounded. Saved by the human TP, actually. Disease cloud everywhere. Could just be a downfall of a lot of ghouls. He pulls the Shredder because he can. Counter focus on the Lich, and this time without fiends or without many fiends. How do you deal with the Knights?
Yeah, huge supply lead here for 40. He has weathered the storm. The meat wagon push definitely didn't work out. But I mean, whether he goes wagons or destroyers, nothing was going to work here. Fortitude just in too good of a position, too well played. And this game will go to the human. Polite is there to save his heroes. The wagons are falling, the ghouls are going down, and the human army is growing and growing.
40 fighting after being slapped on Echo Isles. He takes his second map, most likely, if not for a big mistake. But the knight numbers are rising. Would love to see Region Scrolls against the Abomination Cloud. Disease Cloud, that is the name. 3 barracks up again. Stormbolt hammers away. Even if it's just level 1, it messes with the positioning. Naga's back and it was only level 1. But where is the hope?
The hope is on map 5. I wonder what it's going to be. Unfortunately, it's not going to be Twisted. That was vetoed by 120.
Shame.
Don't quite remember what it is, but yeah, I mean, 70 supply, you know, like against 50. Honestly, we've seen games like these still being won by the undead, but 40 is getting stronger. He's getting more upgrades. He's got tons of knights.
Yeah.
I'd love to see actually Griffin Aviary. It would be a great addition here.
Well, first he goes for your beloved animal war training. Maybe he doesn't even need that too much. Knights, this is 8-click territory now. 120 is still a no upkeep. It's not that bad economically. But he cannot catch up. Okay, as I say it, he's breaking. Cast a curse.
The Naga, of course, super vulnerable here. Oh,
Yeah.
does not quite close the surround, but she's still squishy. Knights doing lots of damage. They have 2-1 upgrades already, and we have more and more knights. Dude, this is a knight high score. We also need to get more staffs, though. Must not forget about that.
Stormbolt, again the denies. He really uses the Dark Ritual well, but for very little effect in the mana department, so Nova isn't that threatening. He's trying to win this over time, with of course the damage over time that the Disease Cloud provides, but now the target is Fiends and they just melt. These Night Lances, like a hot knife through butter. The statue also going down in a second. Coil too late! Mountain King level 2, that is a huge level up. Naga is not a factor, really. Double slow is quite nice. Man, 120 is really fighting tooth and nails. Want to drain Fortitude a little bit. Here comes a night kill. Holy Light. This very marginal, actually. But still 20 food.
Yeah, it looks like Fortitude is kind of forgetting about the Griffins. Griffins here would be amazing. They would also have 2 attack upgrades already. We, by the way, have the 3rd attack upgrade coming in. But now he finally has the 2nd staff. And that is going to be a big help already. Fortitude lost a few knights here. 120 is making this still a decent game, I guess. But there's still a huge lead for the human.
Red spot now, 1-0. Cloak of Flames, very undesirable item, as you don't want to be in the front row, really. Not against knights, normal damage. Quite good against heroes, unlike basically every other damage type. But this is also time for Fortitude to level at least a tiny little bit. And that is level 2. Divine Shield, Paladin, so much safer now.
And the MK also very close to level 3. We imagine with a few more Fiend kills, he should be there. And having the Fountain here is so good against the Disease Cloud.
It's perfect.
Healing up for free now. Very easy. And even gives him an opportunity for a flank.
He's assembled. The Rohirrim, they're coming for the undead. If Remo doesn't do any Lord of the Ring references, I apparently have to. We have a level 5 Lich, but we also have a DK far up front in the middle of it all. Won't survive that mosh pit, and with no aura and no coil, there's no chance. And 40 takes it. 2-2. The second series here in the winner bracket that goes full distance. One map up for grabs for the top 3.
Ooh, tense games today. I was a bit afraid that maybe with how much we hyped these games yesterday, maybe they wouldn't be delivering. But bro, they certainly are. Wonderful games. Great execution by all players involved. And it could really be a Kaho versus Fortitude winner bracket final. If 40 can bring this one across the finish line. The last map is Northern Isles, which I would call a very balanced map nowadays in this matchup.
Oh boy. To summarize the last map maybe a little bit, kind of death by 1,000 cuts. First, total confusion. It was very hard to read Fortitude's game plan from the beginning. And then Archmage pressure, enabled of course by the Ring of Regen, but constant pressure on ghouls, constant pressure on statues. Tech cancel threatened. Loved the play, never getting too close to the Lich, never being exposed. And then the expansion paid off. Northern Isles, you know what? This could be tanks.
Yeah, and I wonder if it's going to be 2-base again. This is a very playable expansion map. 1-0, in most cases, didn't expand. Only on Echo Isles, we saw the single expansion. I wonder which route he's going to take now. The human will most certainly expand. Northern Isles, not really a map made for 1-base, I would say. So 1-0 knows what's coming. Fortitude will have to scout and figure it out early.
Calm before the storm. It feels like both players are taking a tiny bit of a break. Maybe they're also repairing the Observer's PC that was crashed due to all the hype and heat of map 4. Did you ask the people out there already who they see advancing?
Not yet. We're going to wait to load it into the game, and then we're going to start the prediction. It's going to be a moment still. The last one, though, who did they favor before? Map 4 was favored for 1-0 by about 20% lead or so. But Fortitude was able to bring that one home. It was a great early game as well, by the way. Running across the map with a level 2, forcing the tech cancel and getting the tele staff, joining the peasants in the south. Really cool, nifty play that could, in theory, also be possible in Echo Isles, Northern Isles. You get the staff, run across the map, but it's a lot shorter distance from, main base to opponent expansion. So a bit harder to make work there.
I can only imagine what these guys come up with. We've seen like 40 and also Thunder in the past. We're quite big fans of Zeppelin Shredder drops into undead bases. It's been a while since I saw it, I think, but maybe this is the moment to bring it back. There can be cause a lot of distraction for the undead. Who plays it better? Who arrives tier 3 more swiftly? I got the tension. You can cut it with a knife.
We just have to wait a little bit longer, and then we'll be loading in. 1-0. He is not used, really, to not be in the top spot in these tournaments. He's won not 1 or 2, but 3 TP leagues before. He's been looking completely dominant. But now the underdogs here seem to be having their golden day. Kao earlier defeated Lin. Fortitude defeating 1-0 would be the perfect follow-up. And we are ready for our
Are
last
we?
map.
Can you be ready for a deciding game between these two juggernauts? Top 6 for both guaranteed. Who will the loser face, actually? It might be Lin in the bracket with Happy... No, this is the Lin bracket then, right? As it crosses? So...
According to Wikipedia, Lin is on the Lawliad side. So it's Happy Moon against the loser of this one.
Happy versus 1-0, lower bracket round 2. Anyone? Anyone? Yeah? But okay, until then, it's a long way, and 1-0 has all the chances in the world to still take this home, but I wouldn't be too opposed to Happy Moon facing Fortitude there as well. Lich is again the hero, Archmage is again the hero. No big changes there. Changes there. But Fortitude, he was very creative, coming up with distractions to buy time for his second bases, and he needs that again.
Going as well for an early Arcane Tower. That one was very helpful earlier, for example, on Concealed Hill. When he was out on the map, threatening an attack, that tower kept him safe back at home. Acolyte scouting. Where's the Lich going? He's not expanding. He's being aggressive again, running across the map. This won't be a 2-base kind of game.
At least not initially. Acolyte being pummeled, can't steal anything. It feels like everyone now has learned its lesson. And the Footman is scouting here. So Fortitude knows, but only because you know doesn't mean that you can defend it. More footies. And he's moving across to the natural.
They're trying to creep up a bit here at the green camp. Well, every last hit matters. The level 2 level up will be quite decisive already. Good movement on the AM. Minimizing the damage he takes when Novad. And the Lich on level 1 doesn't have that many Novas, of course. 2 footies hurt already. Fortitude with a solid beginning.
2 ghouls as well. Both tier 1 units move to the side. Yeah, good point, man. Oftentimes, footmen are clumped up with the Archmage, but 40 always creating some damage against the AoE spell. And that initial harass has been defended, mana drained, but there's just more pressure.
A lot of militia have been called. Wait, and sent back?
Okay.
You just sent them back again.
He probably saw the second round of ghouls. We're confused. We are confused indeed. Level 2 Lich, not really close, can't sacrifice this Water Elemental. Lich hurt, constant poking with the fireballs. The Iceman doesn't like this.
Ritual Dagger here, very helpful. 1-0 again, healing up on the ghouls. AM creeping the natural, and 1-0 perhaps a little bit too late to get the big steals. Nova on the Magi would be huge, but he's not quite in time. Oh my god, like 1 second only missing there.
Okay.
But the militia now on the table.
Very tanky Archmage. Won't help, of course. We have 1 Nova. There we go. He killed 7 on LR and still lost the map. He can use the ritual, of course, now for more mana. And so far, this looks okay for Fortitude.
New militia in the main base. Very important here to resupply the forces. Lich dropping low. Footy's chasing him. Lich will be forced away soon, but the ghouls are still looking for more kills, and the expansion is again delayed by quite some time.
Okay, Militia might be able to clean this up, and then it's time for aggressive play by 40. Wonder if this graveyard is a little delayed due to all the micro that was necessary, as tier 2 is about to finish, but might just as well even out. 5 minutes in, Arcane Tower coming.
Power build of the expansion, but it's not the fastest expansion of all time. Fortitude's lumber is looking okay. He's going to need to start tier 2 very soon. And we'll need to keep a healthy lumber economy, because again, he's going to have to involve a lot of towers, because tier 3 will begin soon. The push will hit again. 1-0. Sometimes the push worked, sometimes it didn't. Here on map 5, it's going to determine whether he makes it through in the upper bracket.
You win some, you lose some, huh? Yeah, the question is not will 1-0 push, but when and how. And how well prepared is he for that? Nice little deny on the footman. Lich is tanking some damage and it's no dagger anymore. I think the potential for an offensive play is very limited now.
42.6. If he creeps the green camp, that might even be enough for the level 3, or at least get very close to it. But yeah, the tier 2 for the human is certainly on the later side. But like we saw earlier, the human can hold the frenzy push, destroyer push, if he has a good setup, if he has enough towers. Towers will be very needed.
I don't even hate the tech timing. It's probably like 6:30, 6:40. That's okay. That's better than in previous games. And 120 is not pushing anymore. So there is time now to come up with a solution. We got the replenishment potion, which is fantastic. Water Elemental cleans this up, and that's level 3. And that's usually where the problems start. But man, 120, blessed by these mana items, gets the mana potion again.
AM has a regen scroll and can heal up now the footies and can go for a counterattack if he wishes. Tier 3 still not done for quite some time. Fortitude now can make the first meaningful aggressive play. And look at the Lich. He's still pretty far away even from level 3.
Yes. He got the claws, that's fine. Catches the Archmage in the middle, down to 50%. Even uses the coil aggressively. He certainly respects an Archmage distraction.
Replenishment potion not being used here. Surprisingly.
Oh yeah, good point. Neither is the regen scroll. He's going for the ghouls once again. And for the statues. Same as before. Oh, careful about Coil Nova though.
One ghoul goes down. Again, we see the strength of the water elementals before the tier 3 is ready against the ghouls. 2 scout towers set up at the expansion. But it looks like 40's lacking a bit of lumber this time. Can't so easily afford all those towers.
Didn't get for, a shredder. Didn't open up the lab. Didn't go for a zeppelin.
Oh, lumber mill pretty late, right? Only finished now.
True, that also means no guard towers. Maybe slipping in macro a little at the most crucial moment. There's no fallback net here in this series. If you make mistakes now, you're probably getting punished for it and face the lower bracket.
The setup again looks very similar. 4 towers at the expansion, 3 in the main base. This was the play almost always. And once the towers are upgrading, that's normally when 40 goes for tier 3. I think even a workshop before that. Wants to buy a little bit more time. Counterattack coming with the footman.
Lich in position, close to level 3. Didn't get it though, 2.9. Every footman is the level up, but you can't use Nova 2 here and there. He's trying to go for the shop again. The orb is online. Destroyer upgrade is rolling and the 3rd statue is out already. Will 120 respect the push? Or will he just go for his own?
The towers, how long do they take? When do they finish? Crucial moment in the game. Lots of towers still not done, but this one finishes. 2 guard towers come up at the perfect time. 3rd one being upgraded. And the ghouls feeling the pain. The repair is there instantly.
Wow, Fortitude, here we go. You gotta hold this. He's not panicking. He stays in the undead base. First shop is down. Second tower, second shop is also down. 120 was able to Q one though. Next destroyer. Here comes the TP. We're still waiting for more anti-air. We're still waiting for the Mountain King, who's been started only now.
The repair not in time to save this tower, but we have 3 towers still left. The peasants with the repair have to win this game, have to hold this expansion. Arcane Falls also, only 2 guard towers left. This is the lifeline for Fortitude.
And of course for the Human Alliance, all the destroyers low. This is an all-destroyer bust. No statue afterwards. And that's the last one. He misrallied the one. He's not helping. And it's not regenerating. And with that, 40 is alive.
Ooh, that was scary, dude. 2 towers go down, but the expansion holds. If all towers fall, the game ends right there. But 40 survives. Now we have a workshop coming up in power build. Also masonry being upgraded, MK joining.
God.
Things are starting to look better and better for Fortitude.
Mana stone on top of the big mana potion. RNGesus is an undead. But it's getting better and better here. Tier 3 for 40 has not started yet. He has to work with tier 2 for the time being, as lumber is incredibly low. But 120 also the shop only now. Both players far away from where they want to be, but the Pit Lord was successful on Echo Isles, and the Pit Lord shall be successful on Northern Isles again.
What was the item? Soy mask. Oh my god, the items for 1-0. Holy hell.
That is a bit heartbreaking and a bit unfair at this point. 40 is trying to creep up, but he won't have the time. The next wave of undead attack rolling towards the human base. How do you get the Mountain King in position? How do you salvage this? The anti-air.
40, where are the gyros? 40, where are the gyros?
On the right
He's
hand
not
side.
producing.
He queued the tech. 1,000 gold for 40.
Where are the gyros, 40? Are you kidding me?
He got 4.
That's not enough. Now he begins production again. That was at least a minute. He could have had 3 more gyros. Every unit here matters. This game is on the edge. This will be decided in the next few minutes.
Pit Lord trying to reach him some mana. Would love the Stubby Mask, of course. Finally, statues are coming in as well. 40 feels the pressure. Fiends are coming in. So is tier 3. So is the next Drax. But at heavy, heavy cost. No web, of course. These gyros gotta carry hard alongside the towers. And 40 keeps them up for now.
Also kills a Fiend. Level up for the MK. 2 towers still up. The low gyro numbers, fortunately for 40, were enough because of there being so few Fiends. And only 1 destroyer is left. Tier 3. Getting closer and closer, and the destroyer threat is all but eliminated.
Here we go. Next gyro backstab. Coil saves it, but definitely out of the fight. No web is painful. Shot down by the last round of heal potions on the Archmage side. This means that the arrival of tier 3 can't get a staff. That is problematic.
Yeah, absolutely.
DK.
Meaningful kill right there.
But on the ground, there's nothing. Pit Lord moves forward with the next rain of fire, making it hard to repair these towers. 40 feels the pressure, calls militia. Trying to go for a surround, maybe gets it! Oh boy! Fights out, Frostmourne hungers. Where is the Pally? Still not there. Still no tier 3. Archmage has to share a drink to save his dwarven friend.
40, where's the shop? What's happening with your macro, buddy? You need to get a shop in the main base, get those items on tier 3. 40 a bit overwhelmed, he's floating lots of gold. Of course, he's waiting for the tier 3 and to have knights available.
Tower.
That is now the case.
Oh, but yeah, as you said, where's the shop? Where's the knights? Where's the paladin? 1,500 gold. Big investment. The gyros at the moment useless. Fiend statue transition. No destros anymore. Lich! Wow! That coil! So close! Clutch save! This could have gone sideways. Really, really close. We've seen 1-0 missing these important coils, but not here where it counts.
Web coming. It's a quick upgrade. Almost finished, but the Fiend count here is the biggest problem. It's only 3 at the moment, and they don't have any upgrades either. Knights in queue. They will be arriving soon. Attack upgrade as well, but it's only 2 racks, not 3. 40 could have afforded 2 racks with lots of gold, but he's also starting to spend all that gold. Finally, the blacksmith, of course, very important. No blacksmith would mean no knights.
You could call him a Fortitude. Okay, I shut up. 4 statues on the ground. Abomination transition as so often. And 40 just trying to hold. 300 gold still left. 15-minute mark. From here on out, it's supposed to get better and better for the human.
40 must make sure that he does not botch this game. He must micro the knights better. Not, again, waste damage on the Pit Lord and the A-bombs, because A-bombs are coming.
Yeah, exactly.
He's attacking the Fiends right now. That is perfect. And a nice little bash to get the kill.
Here we
Level
go.
4 upgrade. Oh, that's also nice. Level 2 Brilliance Aura now for all these heroes.
That was also the mana stone consumed. Fortitude survived a big mana potion and a mana stone. Can he survive the Stubby Mask and that next invul potion? Economy saved for now. A region scroll would be fantastic. Is Fortitude getting that angle that he needs? Knights storming across, ignoring the A-bomb. And onto the Fiends we go. No destroyers because the gyros are waiting in the wings. Nova on these Knights, slowing them down, but only for the time being. Fiend versus Knight trades are fantastic. Of course, that A-bomb is soaking up some damage. Knight staffed last second.
Almost gets a statue as well, but 40 doesn't want to overchase. He can fall back, go to the shop, run the clarities, and also the regen scrolls. 40 in a phenomenal spot here. But he needs to keep his execution clean and not give 1-0 a window.
64 food. It's getting better and better. 1-0 feels the pressure as well. Breaking upkeep. The economy is rolling for Fortitude again, but he needs to repair. That blacksmith shall not fall. More armor upgrades, which is crucial against these fiends. They might be glass cannons. They hit hard if they're allowed to, but they constantly have to move. The execution, the fight execution by Fortitude is a lot better. Stormbolt, refocus. Mountain King, a little bit far forward, but the Holy Light shall be there. Once again, no silence against them. Staff again, clutch.
A-bomb taken out. No disease cloud anymore. Watermans, of course, have good damage against them. And again, 40 falling back. The staffs are ready just in time. And the second staff might soon be available. It's a 2-minute cooldown after you get the first one. Fortitude's army is growing. 66 supply. He's up by 10. 1-0 still has a chance, though, if he can continue, or if he can really play and outplay the opponent.
Is there doubt in the Necromancer? So far, he can't get his foot into the game. Just slowly but steady reinforcements are trickling in. Night production is cut in a second, but the backup blacksmith is coming already. Diminishing income thanks to the rain of fire, and towers are falling. We have the second staff up, as well as a potion, as well as a TP. This should be safe. Archmage far forward. Holy Light is there. Knights to the rescue. But again, we have the focus fire on an abomination. For now, it's just chip damage, but these mistakes can't happen more often. Frost armor, of course, would be amazing. It's not there yet. Mountain King in trouble. Holy Light to the rescue once more. Level 5 Lich, by the way, is far away. So is the next upgrade for the DK. It's not too much experience spent for... Oh, A-bomb saved. Last second with the coil once more. Knight's been taken out. Lots of damage all of a sudden on the 1-2-0 army. 2 fiends down. And there is the next retreat. Do we have more mana? We do not, but we have another staff.
Mining again limited. Fortitude starting to make the same mistakes again of Echo Isles. He's attacking the A-bombs with the A-click and he's throwing the Stormbolt on the Lich. That is not the right target. Fiends every time. And ideally also only throw the Stormbolt when the Knights are close by. Fortitude could be microing this better. And now the expansion under threat.
Level 2 Rain of Fire. Rare sight. No cleave. All about the damage. Fortitude. Are you losing your lead here? Are you losing your expansion? Holy Light. Spam. Brilliance are of course working overtime. 1300 mana regenerated already. Knights. It feels like these abominations have taunt, dude. There we go. A little bit better, but no, the focus fire is back at it again. 2 statues depleted, absolutely useless, and we would love to have Clap, but Clap is not available. He went for Bash. Lich disabled for the time being. That is, of course, a damage drop. Mountain King out of mana. Fortitude, 69 supply. Needs a Holy Light soon. You can't really afford to lose this MK via staff. Militia coming in. He wants a few moments to re-establish that base.
Stormbolt flies again on the Lich, but he's never gonna go down. Coils are always there. There's healing in the back. Good Rain of Fire as well. Decent damage. The A-bombs here looking really tanky. The statues, of course, providing all of that healing.
Oh, 40. Are you throwing this lead away? No more mana, no more items on the MK, but he forces 1-0 back for the time being. Statues are attacking a lot at level 4 for the DK. This tug of war, will it ever end? Would love to have some more range attack. Would love to have some more Stormbolts. Mountain King moving forward. Needs a Holy Light or a staff very, very soon. The call could fly any second. Thanks to that Sobi Mask. Pally in trouble. What are we getting? Here, heal potion is ready. Just inches after that Nova arrives. 55 food for 1-0. This is not an overwhelming mass, but it feels like it. On the other side, he can never break that expo. There's constantly additional gold available for 40, but for how much longer? When do we have more repair? He absolutely needs it. Mountain King levels up a bit. Nova on the Knights, slowing them down, making the connection a lot harder. Attention is spread now, making it hard. And here we see the reason why Remo is screaming to focus these fiends, because the damage is supreme. Here's the Pit Lord in trouble, but so is the MK! Coil arrives, MK dies! The staff was ready, both of them! And he can't save him! The same fate might be falling to the Pally! Fortitude! Throwitude!
Trying to get the Pit Lord still, but there will be a coil soon enough. He's buying time. MK's being revived. It's going to be 60 seconds roundabout until he's back. The Paladin also needs to be careful. There's a Nova, the Pally. He's going to die as well. What are you doing, 40?
On the left-hand side, the series may be a little bit too long. The nerves, 40 is crumbling. Not the flawless execution anymore that we've seen on game 1. Maybe a little tired, maybe a little bit exhausted, but definitely not without mistakes anymore. 1-2-0 cleans this up. Even supply. Maybe a Hail Mary, but with what? With Archmage fireballs? That's not happening. Knights still attacking these A-bombs. How much damage did these A-bombs soak up? It's surreal. And how do you rebuild from here on out? 20 seconds till MK. The mines, they might be empty soon. On the last lag. And then sustain might be on the human side again. 40 has to hold, but against Rain of Fire, how?
Knights going down one by one. 40 on his last leg here. He has to wait for the Pally to be coming back as well. He has not enough Knights anymore. The firepower isn't there anymore.
Sek Nova, level 3 of course. Archmage might be killed any second. He's preparing that nuke already. Eats the unit, and that's the Nova. Town portal out. Gets the Fiend on the way out. The coil misses. Finally, a little moment. Archmage needs a potion, gets it. Pally is back on the menu, but so is this AM! Coil, Avada Kedavra. Archmage gone. The staff is gone. The third hero kill in a row. 1-2-0. Grinding down the human. But the Lich, is he in trouble now? He's a bit behind enemy lines. Here comes the nuke, but there's also the coil always ready. The Soapy Mask paying off dividends here. But 40 is not giving this up. He knows 1-2-0 is out of gold now. Can he out-sustain him? The Town Hall finally breaking.
But the AM is benched for a long time, and of course 1-2-0 knows exactly where he has to go. He's got crazy hero levels. 5-4-4, about to be 5-5-4. The big advantage, of course, with the Dark Ritual being able to deny experience. But I feel bad for 40. Man, this series could have been his. It was so close. I mean, amazingly fought series. He's not giving it up yet, but 1-2-0 has his finger on the trigger.
Uh-oh. If that's a creep check here, how do you get out? Level 2 Stormbolt, finally, but there's a Nova. That's one kill. Trying to diminish the damage a little bit. Mountain King needs a Holy Light very soon. Big Bad Booty Daddy causes some pressure. But the Mountain King lives. And Pally level 2. Are these the necessary levels that can somehow keep Fortitude in this game? It's 50 seconds till the Archmage is back, and A-bombs and Fiends and Rain of Fire, everything does a lot of damage to this altar. Fortitude can't really afford a new base, can he? No, absolutely not. He has to fight with what he has, and that is not much.
Altar is going down. AM won't be returning. It's only a few militia, but those will be getting roasted by the super strong undead army. Cleave, Nova, everything ready. Lich was level 5 for a long time. And this is gonna be it. GG, and 1-2-0 does win it. Whew, he looks like he has had to work hard today. And that he certainly did. The champion of the previous monthlies does it again. But this was a super close series. This could have gone 40's way. Late game, 40 making some big mistakes. Micro, questionable. Staffs, late. And perhaps most importantly, never went for Griffins. Especially on Echo Isles, should have had them. But also credit to him for making it very close and largely playing it super well.
Incredible fight by both of them. Like, how long did this last fight continue on for? 10 minutes. Obvious that you make some mistakes. You have no time to breathe. You gotta micro your heart out. You gotta macro all the time. It is so stressful when every single missed staff could cost you the game. And 1-2-0 had better endurance, better stamina, and took it in the end. It was a repetition of mistakes by 1-2-0, by Fortitude, as you said. Same mistakes on Echo Isles. Fortitude can play this even better than he already did. But he also survived a big mana potion, a mana stone, a Soapy Mask. Show me another human player who does this.
True. That's also worth mentioning. Honestly, if Fortitude doesn't get these insane items, he will lose this game.
Yes.
He also played it super well, extremely late. Couple of factors here coming into play. Few mistakes by 40. 1-0 really coming online in the super late game, and those items. But that is Warcraft 3, you know? Sometimes there are a few wild parameters in there, and this series definitely could have also gone the other way. I hope Fortitude can find solace despite the loss, because he came very close.
Exactly. As close